In our next standard, we'll have a number other than 1 in front of our x squared term. Level 1, we check to see is there anything that can come out, and there is not. So A would be 5, B would be 11, and C would be 2. This time A times C gives me 10. That's the top of my x, and B would be the bottom of my x. Factors of 10, 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Follow your factoring flowchart. The sign of the top number was positive. The sign of the bottom number was positive, so I'll use 2 positives. 1 and 10 is what will get me my 11. 1 times 10, that gives me the 10 I wanted. 1 plus 10, that gives me the 11 I wanted. At the very least, we should be checking this in our head. First term goes in the first box. The last term goes in the last box. And we have 1 and 10 that will each get their own x to add together to be the middle term. What can I take out of the top row? I can take an x out. What can I take out of the bottom row? I can take a 2. Out of the left side, that's where I can take my 5 and my x out. And what can I take out of the right side? Just a 1. If you multiply your outsides, you should get the inside. I don't have a greatest common factor, so my answer is just 5x plus 1 and x plus 2. Number 2. Check to see is there something that can come out of all 3 pieces, and there's not. A is 2, B is 7, C is 3. So A times C would give me 6, and that would be the top of my x. 7 would be the bottom of my x. The factors of 6 are 1 and 6, and 2 and 3. According to the factoring flowchart, the top number is positive, so plus plus and minus minus. The bottom number is positive, so I'll use plus plus. When I add together my factors, 1 and 6 are the only ones that give me 7. A quick check indicates that 1 times 6 is the 6 I need, and 1 plus 6 is the 7 that I need. The first term will go in the first box, and the last term will go in the last box. 1x and 6x will round out the rest of my boxes. What can I take out of my first row? I can take an x out. What can I take out of my bottom row? I can take a 3. Out of the left side, I can take a 2 and an x. And out of the right side, the only thing common is 1. So my factors are x plus 3 and 2x plus 1. One more level 1. Check to see, can I take something out of all of the pieces? I can't, so I don't need my greatest common factor. A is 6, B is 23, and C is 10. A times C gives me 60. That will be the top of my x, and my B will be 23 as the bottom. 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, 4 and 15, 5 and 12, 6 and 10 make up all of my factors of 60. According to the factoring flowchart, the sign of the top number is positive, so I'll use either plus plus or minus minus. The sign of the bottom number is also positive, so I'll use 2 positives. Which pair will add together to be 23? That would be the 3 and 20. Double check that 3 times 20 does give me my 60, and 3 plus 20 gives me my 23. The first term goes in the first box. The last term goes in the last box. And we'll have 3x and 20x to be our remaining boxes. What can I take out of the top row? A 3 and an x. Out of the bottom row, I can take 10. The left side, I can take 2 and x. And out of the right side, I can only take 1. Double check that your outsides multiply to be your insides. And we get 2x plus 1 and 3x plus 10.